There's something you need to hear right now, something that could change the way you see every single challenge you've ever faced. I want you to imagine for a moment that every painful experience you've been through wasn't meant to break you. It was meant to build you. See, most people run from pain. They hide from it. They try to numb it. But what if I told you that the very pain you're trying to escape is the seed of the purpose you've been searching for? If you could take that pain, flip it, and turn it into your fuel, you would never lack direction. You would never lack motivation, and you would never question why you're here. You would become unstoppable. Pain is not a punishment, it's preparation. I need you to let that sink in for a moment, because the way you interpret your pain determines whether you rise from it or remain buried under it. Too many people believe their pain is proof that life is unfair, that God has turned his back on them, or that the world is out to get them. But the truth is, pain is a divine signal that something is being built inside you that comfort could never construct. Comfort will make you soft. Comfort will keep you safe but stagnant. Pain, on the other hand, is the sculptor that carves away what's unnecessary so the masterpiece within you can be revealed. Every disappointment, every betrayal, every season of loss, it's not the universe conspiring against you. It's the universe preparing you for the exact place you are meant to stand. When a blacksmith takes a raw piece of metal, he doesn't protect it from the fire. He places it in the fire on purpose. Why? Because only the heat can mold the metal into a weapon of strength or a tool of precision. Your life is no different. You have been in the fire not because you are weak, but because you are being refined. And here's the hook. If you try to escape the fire too soon, you will come out incomplete. You'll be unprepared for the weight of the blessing you're praying for. Pain isn't the evidence of God's absence. It's often the evidence of his preparation for your next level. Think about it. The greatest leaders, the most influential voices, the strongest warriors, none of them became who they are because life handed them ease. They became who they are because life handed them storms. And instead of cursing the rain, they learned to dance in it. The pain you are facing right now is not random. It's targeted. It's intentional. It's equipping you for something that will require more grit, more empathy, and more resilience than you currently possess. And you cannot buy those qualities with money. You earn them through struggle. I know right now it may feel like everything is against you. The doors are closing. The people you trusted have walked away. The dream you once held so close feels like it's slipping out of your hands. But what if I told you that this is the exact process required for your promotion? You see, pain is the classroom where you learn the lessons success will demand of you later. If you skip this class, you will fail the test life is setting before you. And here's what's wild. You may not understand it now, but when you look back a year from today, you will realize that this was the season that shaped you into someone unstoppable. There's a reason diamonds are found deep underground under intense pressure. If the diamond could talk while it was being formed, it would probably beg to be rescued from that crushing weight. But without that pressure, it would remain a piece of coal, common, overlooked, and unremarkable. The same applies to you. pressure is not your enemy. Pain is not your enemy. They are your coaches, your mentors, your molders. They are teaching you to operate on a level you never thought possible. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this preparing me for? That single question changes everything. It shifts you from a mindset of defeat to a mindset of destiny. And when you start to see pain not as punishment, but as preparation, you'll stop running from it and start learning from it. You'll lean into the discomfort because you'll understand it's building the exact muscles you'll need for the next stage of your life. You are not being buried, you are being planted. And when the season is right, what was once hidden in the dirt will break through the surface with a strength and beauty that could never have been developed in the light of ease. Your perspective is the lens through which you interpret every single moment of your life. And if that lens is cracked, it will distort everything you see. Pain by itself is neutral. It's the meaning you attach to it that determines whether it destroys you or develops you. Two people can go through the exact same hardship. One comes out bitter, the other comes out better. What's the difference? Perspective. When you shift how you see your struggle, you shift how you experience it, and that shift can transform your pain from a prison into a platform. Imagine you're holding a seed in your hand. From one perspective, it's small, insignificant, lifeless. But from another perspective, it's a tree in waiting, fruit, shade, strength, all wrapped up in potential you can't see yet. Pain is the same way. If you only see it as loss, you will treat it like loss. But if you see it as a seed, you will plant it, nurture it, and anticipate the harvest it will bring. The key is to stop focusing solely on what's been taken from you and start focusing on what's being built in you. That's the shift that separates people who grow from pain and people who get stuck in it. Here's the truth. Most won't tell you pain magnifies whatever story you're already telling yourself. If your inner narrative is, I'm cursed, I can't win, life is unfair, pain will scream those lies louder. But if your inner narrative is, I'm being prepared, I'm being refined, I'm being set up for something greater, pain will echo that truth and fuel your resilience. This is why protecting your perspective is non-negotiable, because pain will try to write the wrong story in your mind if you let it. Let's be honest. Your perspective is constantly under attack. Every time you scroll social media, you're bombarded with highlight reels of people who seem like they've skipped the struggle and jumped straight to success. That comparison can twist your vision, making you believe your pain is proof you're behind. But the reality is, your pain is often the exact thing putting you ahead. It's giving you a depth, a grit, a skill set those untouched by hardship will never develop. And here's the hook. When you own that truth, your pain stops feeling like a setback and starts feeling like an advantage. Think of the caterpillar in the cocoon. From the outside, it looks trapped, maybe even suffocating. But the resistance inside that cocoon is what strengthens its wings. If someone cuts the cocoon open to help, the butterfly emerges weak, unable to fly. The struggle is the preparation. Your life works the same way. If you escape the hard seasons too soon or view them only as punishment, you rob yourself of the very transformation those seasons are meant to bring. The pressure you feel is not meant to crush you. It's meant to strengthen the wings you'll need for your next flight. The mental shift you must make is simple yet profound. Instead of asking, "How do I get out of this pain?" ask, "What is this pain making me into?" That question instantly reframes the experience. You stop running from the struggle and start mining it for wisdom. You stop wishing it away and start wondering what opportunities it's secretly unlocking for you. The shift doesn't make the pain disappear, but it makes the pain serve you. Every champion you admire has mastered this perspective shift. They learned how to take the same bricks life threw at them and build a staircase. They decided that no matter how deep the valley, they would find the lesson hidden in the shadows. And here's the most powerful part. They understood that pain is temporary, but the growth it produces can last a lifetime. When you change how you see your pain, you change how you live through it. And when you change how you live through it, you change what's possible on the other side. Your perspective can either be the chain that keeps you bound to your past or the key that unlocks your future. The choice is yours, but the power lies in the shift. The most powerful shift you can make when you're in the middle of pain is to stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What now?" Because why me keeps you stuck in the past, chasing answers you may never get, while what now moves you into the present, where you can actually take action. That question turns your pain into a tool instead of a tomb. You're not denying that the pain is real. You're just refusing to let it be the only thing that defines you. The truth is, pain is not the enemy, passivity is. Pain will pass, but if you do nothing with it, you'll be left with nothing from it. Every great invention, every powerful movement, every story that inspires you, at its core, it came from someone who decided to act in the face of their pain. They didn't wait until they felt ready or until the storm cleared. They moved while the clouds were still overhead. That's the difference between those who use their pain and those who are used by their pain. Pain is a raw material, and raw material is useless until you do something with it. The more quickly you channel that energy into something constructive, the less chance it has to consume you. Think about a river. If water flows freely, it creates life. If it's stagnant, it becomes toxic. Your pain works the same way. If you let it flow into action, into building something, helping someone, improving yourself, it stays alive with purpose. But if you let it stagnate in self-pity, resentment, or regret, it will poison your vision. This is why the shift from "why me" to "what now" is so vital. It puts your pain in motion, and motion creates momentum. There's a dangerous lie most people believe: "I'll take action when I feel better." No. You will feel better when you take action. Waiting for the right mood to move is like waiting for the wind to blow in your favor before you set sail. You'll be stuck on the shore forever. Pain is not your cue to pause, it's your call to step. Because the action you take in the middle of the pain is what builds the resilience, skills, and confidence you'll need when you get to the other side. Imagine an athlete training with a weighted vest. At first, it feels heavy, unfair, exhausting. But over time, that weight makes them faster, stronger, more agile once it's removed. Your pain is that weighted vest. Every day you keep moving while carrying it, you're building capacity you don't even realize you have. And one day, when that weight comes off, you'll be running at a level that shocks even you. You might be thinking, but I don't know where to start. That's the beauty of it. You don't need the full blueprint to begin. All you need is the first step. Call the person you've been avoiding. Start the project you've been putting off. Sign up for the class, apply for the job, volunteer your time. The first step doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be forward. Once you move, life has a way of revealing the next step and then the next. But nothing moves for you until you move first. The reality is your pain wants to keep you isolated, stuck in your head, running circles around what happened. But the moment you step outside of yourself and take action toward a purpose bigger than your pain, you break that cycle. You turn what was meant to harm you into something that can heal you and even help others heal. That's the ultimate transformation, when your pain stops being just your burden and starts becoming your contribution. The hook here is this: your pain is not just about you. Someone somewhere is waiting for the gift you can only give because of what you've been through. And they can't receive it if you stay still. Your breakthrough might be locked behind a single act of courage you take today. And when you act, you don't just change your own story, you change theirs too. Most people live their lives trying to run from pain, thinking that if they can just avoid it long enough, they'll finally find peace. But here's the truth: avoiding pain doesn't bring peace, it brings weakness. It leaves you unprepared for the battles life is guaranteed to bring. When you face pain head on, you develop a kind of inner armor that nothing else can give you. It's not about enjoying the struggle, it's about extracting from the struggle the strength that will carry you through the rest of your life. Pain is the gym where champions are built, and every rep you take, every difficult day you endure, adds muscle to your character. But here's the catch. When you're in pain, your instincts will tell you to hide, to retreat, to numb it. That's your comfort zone whispering lies to keep you small. And the comfort zone is the single most dangerous place you can live in, because nothing grows there. You have to train yourself to run toward the challenge, not away from it. Think about it. A firefighter doesn't wait outside the burning building, hoping the flames will calm down. They run into the heat. Why? Because they know that's where the rescue is. Your purpose, your breakthrough, your next level, they're all in the heat. If you avoid it, you avoid them. What most people don't realize is that pain carries within it a gift that can only be accessed by walking through it. Avoiding it means leaving that gift unopened. And often, the gift is not just for you. It's for the people your story will touch, the lives your example will change. If you've been through loss, heartbreak, betrayal, failure, those experiences can either bury you or build you. The decision is yours. You can let pain be the grave where your potential is buried, or the ground where your resilience grows roots so deep nothing can uproot you. I want you to think about the people you admire most in history, in business, in your own life. They all have one thing in common. They didn't sidestep their trials. They walked through them, sometimes crawled through them, but they refused to quit. Pain didn't scare them into silence. It propelled them into action. The question is, will you do the same? Will you stand in the fire long enough for it to forge you into something greater? Here's the hook. You don't get the prize without the pressure. Diamonds are not formed in comfort. They're born under intense heat and crushing force. And in the same way, the version of you that you've been dreaming of will not emerge without some discomfort, some sacrifice, some stretching beyond what you think you can bear. But here's the twist. When you lean into that pressure, it stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like preparation. You begin to realize that the pain is not here to destroy you. It's here to deliver you. This is why you have to change your relationship with pain. Stop seeing it as the enemy and start seeing it as the trainer that's preparing you for the fight of your life. Every challenge you face is like a sparring session. It may leave you bruised, but it's sharpening your reflexes, strengthening your endurance, and building your confidence. And when the real battles come, you'll be ready, not because life suddenly got easier, but because you got stronger. There will be moments where everything in you wants to give up, where the thought of enduring one more minute feels impossible. That's when you need to remember. Pain is temporary, but the strength you gain from it will outlast the pain itself. One day you will look back at the moments that nearly broke you and realize they were the exact moments that made you unbreakable. And that is worth every tear, every sleepless night, every step you took when you didn't think you could take another. And if you're in the thick of it right now, here's what I want you to know. The very fact that you're still here means you're already stronger than you think. You've survived every bad day so far, and that's not luck, that's proof. Proof that you have within you the capacity to keep going. Proof that your pain is not the end of your story, but the fuel for the next chapter. So don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Stand in it. Learn from it. Let it shape you into the person you were always meant to become. People often think that clarity comes before action, that somehow one day the perfect plan will land in their lap, and then they'll finally have the courage to move forward. But the truth is, clarity is the result of action, not the prerequisite for it. You will never see the entire road ahead. Life will only ever reveal the next few steps. And here's the beautiful part, those steps are enough. Because once you start walking, momentum begins to build, and momentum will take you places hesitation never will. The people who achieve the extraordinary are not the ones who wait for perfect conditions. They are the ones who act in the middle of uncertainty. This is where most people get stuck. They confuse preparation with procrastination. They say, I'm just waiting for the right time, when what they're really doing is protecting themselves from the discomfort of stepping into the unknown. But comfort zones don't produce calling, they produce complacency. And if you're serious about turning your pain into purpose, you have to accept that action comes before answers. You won't feel ready, and that's exactly when you need to move. Here's the hook. Every step you take in faith creates a ripple effect in your life. When you move, opportunities start moving toward you. When you speak up, the right people start hearing you. When you commit, resources begin to align in ways you could not have predicted. But none of that happens while you're standing still, analyzing every possible outcome, waiting for certainty that will never come. Movement is the spark that ignites momentum. Think about it like this. A ship doesn't turn while it's anchored in the harbor. It has to be in motion for the captain to steer it. In the same way, your life can't be directed toward your purpose until you start moving. And the best part, you don't have to have all the answers before you take the first step. You just have to have the courage to take one. That's it. One action, one conversation, one decision. And that one move can shift everything. But here's where it gets powerful. When you start acting in alignment with your purpose, even before you can see the full picture, your confidence begins to grow. Why? Because action creates evidence. Every time you take a step, you're proving to yourself that you can move forward, even in uncertainty. And that self-trust is priceless. It's what allows you to keep going when the road gets harder, when the results don't come immediately, when the pain resurfaces. The truth is, life rewards boldness. People are drawn to those who move with conviction, even if they don't have all the details figured out. Opportunities gravitate toward those who are in motion because motion signals commitment. And commitment is rare in a world where most people stop at the first sign of discomfort. So when you keep going, especially when it's hard, you stand out. You become magnetic. You position yourself to receive things that only reveal themselves to those willing to move first and figure it out later. The pain you've been through has already given you the raw material for your purpose. Now the question is, will you let fear of the unknown keep that material locked inside you? Or will you take it, shape it, and step forward even when you can't see the whole picture? Your next level isn't waiting for you to get more information. It's waiting for you to take more action. And every day you delay is another day you push your purpose further into the future. So here's my challenge to you. Stop waiting for perfect timing, because perfect timing doesn't exist. The only time you can control is now. The only moment you can move in is the one you have in front of you. And if you take that step today, even if it's small, you will look back and realize it was the one decision that set everything else in motion. And one day, that first step will be the story you tell. The moment you decided to stop waiting for clarity and start creating it. Most people underestimate the power of consistency because they confuse it with intensity. They think that purpose requires massive, dramatic leaps every day, when in reality, it's often the quiet, steady, repeated actions that transform a life. Intensity can give you a burst of progress, but it's consistency that keeps you moving long enough to see your pain turn into something powerful. Anyone can show up strong for a week. The real question is, can you show up when you're tired, when it's inconvenient, when nobody's watching? That's where the transformation happens. Here's the truth. Your pain might have been sudden, but your purpose will grow slowly. And if you expect overnight results, you'll quit before the seeds you've planted even have a chance to break the soil. The people you admire, the ones who built extraordinary lives, didn't get there because they had some magical opportunity fall in their lap. They got there because they made a decision to keep going on the days it didn't feel worth it. And that's the hook. Most people give up right before their breakthrough. You might be closer than you think, but you'll never know if you stop. Consistency doesn't just create results, it creates identity. Every time you follow through on a commitment you made to yourself, you reinforce the belief that you are someone who keeps their word. That belief becomes the foundation of confidence, and confidence is the fuel that keeps you in motion. When you quit on yourself, you teach your mind that your own promises aren't worth keeping. But when you stay consistent, even in small ways, you prove to yourself that you can be trusted with bigger responsibilities, bigger opportunities, and bigger impact. It's like building a muscle. You don't walk into the gym, lift a heavy weight once, and walk out transformed. You show up over and over, pushing yourself a little further each time. And eventually, you look in the mirror and realize you're not just stronger, you've become the kind of person who doesn't quit. And that's what turns pain into purpose. You stop being defined by what happened to you, and you start being defined by how you responded. The hook here is that your consistency will outlast your feelings. Feelings are temporary, they rise and fall like the tide. But decisions, true, committed decisions, remain steady. If you rely on feeling motivated to act, you will fail because motivation is fleeting. But discipline, fueled by a clear vision of your purpose, is what keeps you moving when motivation is gone. And often, it's in those moments when you feel the least inspired that your most important progress happens. And let's get real. People are watching you even when you think they aren't. Your consistency is not only shaping your own life, it's inspiring someone else to believe they can do it too. Your children, your friends, your co-workers, maybe even a stranger you don't know yet. They're all seeing what it looks like to keep going. And that ripple effect